Welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. Join us for the latest in news, views, and conversation with community leaders. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Breakthrough Incorporated and Homes for You. Now, put your finger on the Pulse of Spokane.
Well, welcome to this Pulse of Spokane. Almost said Spokane Talks Live. You know, when you've done that for 2 years, it's kind of hard to get past that. But we renamed the program. Good to have you here today. The 19th of September. Can you believe it? We're really about a week and a half left of this month, and then we're in October. And you know what that means? Halloween at the end. Okay. All right. Hey, we've got some great guests today and a couple of wonderful topics. Susan Nielsen from the College Success Foundation is here, and she's brought with her Melanie Francis and Ben Meritt. We'll talk about those two and what that program has meant to them. One is a GU student, the other is Whitworth. So we might have some fireworks going on here. We'll see what happens. Then Vicki Horton is the county assessor, and she's finishing up her last of 8 years in that position. We're going to talk to her about what the job has been like and so forth. And then to finish up the show, we'll have Tyler Russell from the Better Business Bureau. All that next on the Pulse of Spokane.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Is your child having trouble coping with a personal disability, but don't know where to go? Consider our friends at Breakthrough Incorporated. Breakthrough takes great pride in mentoring their DDA clients who have intellectual disabilities and their BRS clients who have challenging behaviors toward the creation of safe, appropriate, ethically sound life goals. They integrate programs at school and home to enrich their lives. They work hard to make a positive difference in you and your family's lives. Breakthrough provides a highly structured, fully staffed residential setting in local neighborhoods, 6 in Spokane and 2 in the Tri-Cities. Diagnoses affect people differently, so their service to each resident is unique, giving them the opportunity to grow and evolve. For more information on Breakthrough, visit their website at breakthroughincorporated.org.
I really like the shower.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Take your time.
Kent Adams here. Susan Nielsen, how long have I known you?
A long time.
Way back from high school almost. Not quite, but
I don't think.
But it would be about 25 years or so, right?
Yes.
And how did we first meet? Do you remember?
We met at Washington Water Power when we were both working there.
Yeah, back when it was Washington Water Power,
yes,
right?
back in 1991.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've both gone on to do other crazy things, and
Yes.
you're doing something that I think is terrific. And it really focuses on getting young people from high school educated in terms of how to apply the value of college and all of that, and it's called the I'm going to get it right now, College Success Foundation, okay?
Correct.
What is that? Explain what that is.
The College Success Foundation is a pipeline of supports, programs, and scholarships to help students get to and through college without debt and onto their careers with college degrees. And we in Spokane have been providing these services for 5 years now in Spokane Public Schools, and they're an amazing partner for us. And we have 250 students each year in our high school program throughout Spokane as seniors, and then 250 juniors So 500 students in the high school program
That's
as
terrific.
juniors and seniors that we're working with one-on-one, and Melanie and Ben will tell you more about their experience with that. And then we also start our program in the middle school. So we're at Gary, Glover, and Shaw in Spokane as well.
What I liked was the comment and the point you made to get them in and out of college without debt.
With as little debt as possible.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's
you know,
always gonna be-
college is
yeah.
expensive.
Yes, it is.
So
yes, it
it's
is.
not always 100% covered, but our goal is to help them prepare for college, examine the financial aid and scholarships that we help connect them with,
Right.
and then also help them manage that through their college career so that when they graduate, they're ready to step into the workforce without those added encumbrances, if you will.
Well, Melanie and Ben, I mean, you look at Gonzaga and you look at Whitworth, and I don't know what the current tuition is, but it's probably in the 40 to 60,000 a year range.
About that, yes.
Now you multiply that times 4, and I don't care how bad at math you are, and I am. That really can add up. And I know there are scholarships and other kinds of things, but there ends up still being that debt, and to know that you've entered higher education and that you'll leave with as little debt as possible, that must, let me ask you first, Ben, that must mean a lot.
Oh, absolutely. I come from a family that I think I'm first generation in my immediate family. Mostly just my parents got their GEDs and that's
Okay.
it. So the strongest pull from my mom was saying, try to get through school as best as you can. She said, if you don't get those good grades, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, you have to go to college. I want you to be successful. And so to go through it without any sort of debt is just, it just frees your mind a lot, or at least as little debt as possible than I would have if I wouldn't have gone through it.
What motivated you to do well in high school to get to where you are now?
Definitely my mom. She's been my main provider, just the sole person. Focus. If you don't get your homework done, then I'm going to make you go do some chores, and then you're going to still have to do your homework. So you better do your homework anyways, because you're just going to have to do more work. And she's just, along any sort of pathway that I've needed help with, she's just been there to help me. So,
Melanie, what about you? You're here, you're both local kids, if you will. Kids, you're not kids anymore. I get that. Hey,
don't say that.
If you're under 50, which almost everybody I come across these days is under 50, you're kids to me, okay? At 72, everyone's a kid. But what about for you? What motivated you that junior and senior year to consider Gonzaga?
Yes.
You know, I mean, both of you are at premier, well-respected around the country colleges.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it has to do with many factors. Obviously, my family was behind this, motivating me, but they didn't really understand this like college thing. So I had a lot of good mentors in high school, like Mara from CSF, and then a lot of good teachers who kind of motivated me and pushed me to apply, and especially to scholarships too.
How important is that to have, and I'm going to call them mentors, for both of you to move past, because we see a lot of young folks today that are just kind of milling around in so many ways, and I don't want to say that just going to college is the end of all things, okay, because there are the trades and other things too, but moving on to some sort of higher education today is really required. What motivated you to kind of take those steps?
Oh, I can do that. For the most part, like I said, my mom told me what to do, but on my own, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, especially going into junior and senior year, where it's like, okay, you have to get focused and get it done. So definitely College Success Foundation. When I first saw Jessica, I didn't really know who she was. I just kind of passed by, and once I started kind of getting to know her, she said, well, come in, I got some snacks for you to eat. Come and sit down.
Is this your mentor?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Jessica. She says, I got some snacks for you to eat. Okay, now that I got you here, let's focus on what we need to do.
Right.
I'm here to help you whenever you need, and I would always go in there and talk to her about
Let me ask you, what are you majoring in?
Business management.
Business.
Yes.
So you want to be an entrepreneur? You want to work for somebody? You want what area do you know yet?
I'm not quite sure yet, but different sort of things like housing and stocks I've been really interested in too. There's a different program that they do at Whitworth.
Right.
But it's just been piqued my interest doing some sort of like large processing of things, and which was pushed by my DECA program as well. So.
Okay. I love how I asked that question, because the fact is, at your age and where you are in experience, we often don't know what it's going to be. But I'm asking the question anyway. I get it. And the fact is, you'll have several jobs and careers throughout your life, right?
Yeah.
Susan? I mean, we all have.
Yes, absolutely. And the mentors that they're talking about are college preparatory advisors at all 5 of the comprehensive high schools in Spokane.
Oh, nice.
So Ferris, Lewis and Clark, North Central, Shadle, and Rogers, where we have 50 students.
So these
in
are
each
staff
of those
people
schools.
there?
Yes.
They are College Success Foundation.
Okay. So they're your people.
Staff, and they're embedded at each of the high schools and each of the middle schools.
So you can walk in a couple times a week or once a week and chat with them. Hey, I've got this concern, and actually get an answer.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes a difference. What, Melanie, do you want to be? Do you know yet?
I'm studying economics and political science.
Ooh, so you're going to run for office?
I'm interested in the campaign side of politics, but I'm also interested in the business side of sales. So I've had 2 different spectrums.
Wow.
Yes.
I love it that you got some flexibility, because I never saw myself as a salesperson. In fact, I left a job I was doing way back when I was like mid to late 20s, working for my dad in sales and could take his business over. But I decided I didn't want to be in sales, and then of course I'm in fundraising and everything else. Why? Later in life, but it happens. So what would both of you do to encourage people to look into this program?
I would say definitely don't be shy about going in and talking to these mentors. Like Jessica, like I said, she'll say, I got some treats that you want to eat, maybe something to drink. She'll entice you in with that, and then she'll talk to you real serious. Like, she's there for you anytime that you want to. Even maybe if you're not a part of the College Success Foundation, she of course is there to help. But if you're in it, then at any point in time, if she's there, you can go in there, talk to her. I've talked to her for any length of time, for a half an hour, 2 minutes to an hour, about important stuff, whether she was helping me make sure I get my scholarship stuff, or if I walk past her and I make eye contact with her and I'm like, oh, I forgot to do that. I have to go in there and explain to her.
A little guilt feeling?
She'll look at me and she knows that
Really
I didn't
keep
do what
on
I was supposed to
track.
do, and she made sure that I got it done when I needed to. So.
Yeah, same idea for me. I think it's like an open space, or like a welcoming space to go anytime during the day or during the school day and after school. And it's just a space for you to talk to your mentor and be able to discuss different like possibilities about college. But there's also another side where you also get to visit these campuses for free. You get transportation and taken to places. So that's why I really recommend sophomores and juniors to apply for this CSF program.
So Susan, 2 things that I think are important. How do young people and their parents sign up for this and get interested? And the second is, how can those that are watching help?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. The programs, as I mentioned, are available at the high school. So in the sophomore year, our college preparatory advisors are looking for students who would be good College Success Foundation Achiever Scholars. So they're at each of the high schools. We get a lot of support from administration at the high school to help identify students who have potential and just can't see a pathway to college otherwise. So that's really our primary goal, is to help students.
And the finances should not be an obstacle to getting a higher education.
Right. We hope that we're preparing them. Our goal is to prepare them financially, academically, socially, and emotionally to step into college. And these are 2 great examples of students who have made that transition really well. And then also, for those that are interested in supporting the College Success Foundation, we obviously are a public-private partnership where some of our funding comes from the state legislature, from the scholarship perspective, and I think both of you have scholarships that are in that category. But we also host other events here in Spokane, and I'd be happy to share the website, which is collegesuccessfoundation.org, or to have anyone contact me at the College Success Foundation and talk to me about how they can support us. We have several businesses that are major supporters of ours here in town, and always support us. But Spokane Public Schools as our main partner is wonderful. Innovia Foundation also supports us as well.
Well, Melanie and Ben, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Keep up the good work. All right. Work on getting a football team at Gonzaga, would you? Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Next
your
year.
next year, right? Okay, and I wish you the best. Would you come back in like 2 years and tell me how you're doing?
Yeah.
Because you'll be getting closer to that graduation time and so forth. And I think it'd be fun to hear. Okay, here's how it's going. Okay, Susan, I know
Yes.
you'll be back.
Yes, thank you. I
Thank
will
you.
always come back at an invitation. I might invite myself.
Well, that's worked before.
Yes.
Okay, Susan, good to see you.
Thanks, Ken.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank
We're
you.
going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Vicki Horton. Why do I want to say Horton for some reason? I don't know. You have to change your name. We'll be right back.
See you tomorrow night, and thanks again for taking care of the painting.
I got this.
Bye.
Weekends are made for painting. Let the experts at Rada Paint take care of you.
Hi. This looks amazing.
Rada Paint, over 80 years of quality, tradition, and trust. Find it in every can.
To help you be safe, Washington state law requires you to call 811 2 full business days before you plan, for example, to dig, drill, plow, pull from, or pound anything into the ground. Be prepared to provide the operator with the correct address, cross street, and the description of your work. You must mark the dig area with white paint. The operator will inform you of the utilities notified of your impending excavation. Wait for all their marks. Be safe and dig with care.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Back to Spokane Talks, Kent Adams. This is the Pulse of Spokane. Hope you're having a good day. It's the 19th of September. Can you believe it's the 19th already? No, yeah. You're all set though, right?
I'm all set.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're down, Vicki Horton. I almost said Horton again, didn't I? Why do I have that in mind? I don't know either. I should know better. I mean, come on. Yeah. On the screen, you see Vinny's hand come in and move the mic. Yeah. We're very relaxed around here. You're really into the last couple of months of being our county assessor.
I am.
Yeah. When do you officially end? At the end of December, or
December 31st.
December 31st. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know if once the election happened, but that's usually if you're replacing somebody or something. If you've been appointed.
They don't take effect until January 1st.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me, you've been there 8 years.
8 years.
Okay.
I can't even believe it's been that long.
Yeah. Other than having to check into the mental institution every so often, how are you doing after 8 years?
Very well.
Okay.
Yeah, very well. We've accomplished just about everything that I wanted to accomplish.
Did you? Okay.
Yes. The only thing that we have not gotten a hold of yet and is in the works for probably the next couple of months
Okay.
is our field tablets
Okay.
through our vendor.
So your people can go out and do things right on a tablet.
Exactly.
Welcome to the 21st century, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Kicking and screaming around here because I'm not the most tech savvy person, and someone asked me, "Well, how do you get through it?" And I said, "I asked somebody under 30." Yeah, to get help.
Granddaughter.
Yeah, exactly. They all have grown up on all this, though, haven't they? What have been some of the achievements that you feel most proud of the last few years?
Basically, when I first came in, we had what they called the assessor's mess.
Okay.
Remember that? And we've had to navigate through the loss of 13 people in, in 2010, and then I came in 2011.
Okay.
We've also had to navigate through the recession.
Yes.
It's starting to rebound.
Right,
It's rebounding
right.
in the last couple of years. But we've had to do that, and during all of that, we still have maintained our high level of responsibility, communication with the taxpayers.
Yeah, because you've got a bunch of state mandates that you
do.
need to follow through on, right?
Yes, and that is our entire job.
Yeah.
Is state mandates.
Right.
We don't have any discretionary things that we can do.
Yeah.
You know, so we're told exactly what we're supposed to do.
Now, sometime in, is it August, July, we get that little postcard telling us how much more our property is worth?
Yes.
My guess is you might get a few phone calls after that?
We do. We get several phone calls, and they're all, what you have is called the appeal process.
Right, right.
And that's when people say, well, my taxes are too high or my assessed value, and I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
You know, and they have the ability to appeal that value to a board.
Okay.
And we give them everything that they need to know of why we did that, how we did that.
So how you got to that point.
How we got
right.
to that point.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And when I first took over, there were over 3,500 appeals.
Yes.
Within 3 years, we had it down to less than 1,000.
Really?
Yes.
Now why?
Because of
Tell
the
me.
work that we do.
Yeah.
When we've implemented all kinds of different programs in our systems, with IT, which is our our computer people there at the county.
Yes.
We've implemented different ways of gathering the information, making sure the information is correct.
Yes.
Letting the appraisers be able to pull that information all to one place.
Right.
We've also gotten things put into place through forms and Excel spreadsheets and that kind of stuff, you know, that are able to track each appraiser and their work and where they are in the process of the scheme of things, how their work is being done, how it's being inputted, everything that we need to know to make sure that everything is consistent and correct.
So when you take that kind of time and you do it right, then there is a lot less impact or need for appeals because you've got it well documented.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And that's why the appeals dropped so far.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So what tell me about the tablet thing that's coming up. What will that mean? I mean, how many folks do you have out doing that?
Right now we have 23
Okay.
Appraisers with commercial and residential.
Okay.
Those field devices will keep us with the ability to not duplicate our work.
Okay.
Because right now they go out in the field, they check the parcel to see if it is the same as what we've got on. Then they have to come back in and input it into the computer.
Oh, okay.
See, these devices will allow us to do that out in the field.
Oh, really?
Which
the whole work,
the whole thing.
Wow. Okay, that really does save time.
They can pull up maps, they can pull up segregations, they can pull up permits.
Okay.
Everything like that. And so it will help them fast track,
Yes.
as it were, into making sure that we get everything right. Because you know how things happen. Human error.
Yeah.
You know, between one station and another.
Yeah. Yeah.
It happens.
It happens.
We all make mistakes.
Well,
you know,
most of us, but yeah.
Well, yeah. You know, I'm so perfect. Oh my
I know.
gosh.
Me too. Okay, but it's everybody else.
Everybody else out there. So that's what it's going to do.
Yeah.
It's not going to let us be with less employees.
Right.
It's just going to help us
do a better job.
Do a better job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when they're out there doing this on the tablet and so forth, if they've got a question or an issue, can they send something back and somebody can look it up, or are they able to access?
They can access whatever they need
from there.
Yes.
So these like cell phone things where they can communicate via phone as well.
Right. And when they're not in a service area, which a lot of our county is,
okay,
they still can do all of the work in there.
Yes.
And then it will upload when they
it
get
gets,
to a tower or whatever the
wow.
air comes in. So
that's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that costly?
It is costly.
Yeah.
It's not as costly as going to a different vendor that already has it.
Oh, okay.
You know, so that's why it hasn't been implemented as quickly as some people may want it to be. Yeah. Because we're trying to save cost.
Yeah.
And it's easier to go with a vendor that you already are with.
Okay.
Than somebody completely new.
Yeah, yeah.
Because then with somebody completely
new, you have to retrain them a bit, don't you?
Well, and you have to have a whole new system.
Yeah.
You know, and our system between the assessors and the treasurer's office talks to each other.
Yes.
It wouldn't. If we were to go to a different vendor, we would also have to buy a treasurer program also, so that they would both talk to each other.
Oh, gee. Okay.
You know, so it's very, very cost effective just to wait until it's designed.
What has been the most fun that you've had the last 8 years?
I think interacting with different taxpayers. I get a kick out of them calling me and saying blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And me being able to go, well, this is how it is, and this is how we do it, and this is why we do it.
Yeah.
And by the time they are off the phone, they understand.
Yes.
Sometimes taxpayers will call, and they understand, but they don't like it.
Well, yeah,
that's normal.
But it's state law.
But I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about this. But interaction with them and educating them. We've done a lot of educating over the last 8 years.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty proud of that.
Let's talk about your office there. And how many folks do you have working with you?
Counting me, there's 43.
Wow. Okay. That's quite a responsibility.
It is.
Isn't it?
It is.
I mean, to go out and do that, and I love the idea that from the tablet you can load things direct to the office. I mean, what is a savings that's going to be?
It's going to be,
really to do that. There's a race coming up to replace you.
Yes,
You've heard that.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard all about that.
Leonard Christian and Tom Konis.
Right.
Did I say that right?
Yes.
And tell me about what's going on internally, because often when you can look at things from the outside, but then when you ask those that know people the best internally, tell me about Tom, because
he works for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
About 2 years ago, when I finally was on the fence about retiring,
yes.
I thought, well, now who do I want to replace me that will have the same standards, the same values, similar interests in the department to keep it on an even keel. And I had a real hard time with that one.
Okay.
And then I started hearing things through the office about different people maybe interested, different people, because it was out there that I was thinking about it.
Right. Those things tend to get out.
They get out.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Peyton place.
Yeah.
If you're old enough to know about that.
Yeah.
So I thought about Tom.
Okay.
And I started looking at him because I'd known him since 2001 when I first started at the office.
Okay.
And I liked his integrity.
Okay.
I liked the way he communicated with people. And he's our industrial appraiser, so he communicates a lot with the movers and shakers in town.
Yes.
And also regular business owners.
Right.
And he does it well.
Good.
And he does it concise. And that's one thing that I've learned in this department. You cannot have somebody come into the department that doesn't know how to do mass appraisal, doesn't know how to do levies, doesn't know how, how all of these things work together. And work together with the treasurer's office and the commissioners and all of these different boards. And Tom knows that.
Okay.
He knows how to do all that. He'll be a very good administrator.
Now, there's, from what I've heard, there's been interest from other people in your office in terms of supporting him.
Yes, we have 100% support in our office.
Now, that would be hard, even around here, to get 100% that like me or believe in me.
You
didn't have to agree quite so fast.
But but see, even in my last election, there were a few that were still kind of on the fence from before. So to get 100% of support in that office with all those different personalities,
that says a lot, doesn't it?
That says a lot.
Yeah. Well, good.
And you can't have like, say, a realtor or somebody that has no knowledge of mass appraisal or things like this. They won't be able to come into the office and do a good job.
It sounds to me very complicated and time-consuming, and like there's a real learning curve in terms of being there and doing it. Really helps, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
So what is Vicki going to do on starting January 1st?
Sleep in.
From the massive hangover the night before?
No. My husband and I are just going to put our feet on the ground and decide what the Lord is going to have in store for us.
Good.
And we'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
Well, thank you for 8 years of service.
Thank you so much.
And leading the assessor's office. I've never heard anything but top integrity from your office, okay?
Thank you very much.
And so that's great. And best of luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Tyler Russell from the Better Business Bureau right after this.
Well, hello there, Internet. My name is Braden Magruder, and I'm just coming out of the Spokane Talks building, and I'm excited to bring to you guys a new announcement that I am going to be the new host of the Youth Spotlight program. Now, our old host, Colin, he's off to Texas Christian University to pursue a degree in theater and broadcasting, and you know what? That's great for him, but that's what I like to call adulting. And you know, I don't think that we have time for adulting with the Youth Spotlight program. What the Youth Spotlight program is here to do is to bring to you guys news, the greatest news of some of the most amazing people here throughout Spokane that are, just going in high school, maybe about to go into college, you know. These people are achieving life's dreams and they are so young. And I think that these are stories that you guys should know about. And I'm so excited to be bringing them to you. Now, I'm a Spokane native myself. I've been performing throughout Spokane in various different shows. I just closed the show of Music Man, and you know, I guess I like long walks on the beach, keeping my business attire, while also keeping my French fry socks on close at hand. You know, it's going to be a great year, and I'm so excited to be your guys' host. So tune into Youth Spotlight to watch me interview some of the most amazing people. Thank you and have a great day.
Well, welcome back to the Pulse of Spokane, and we're one of the first over the air to announce that Tyler Russell, you're back from work, and your first daughter was born, what, about 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago yesterday.
Yesterday, but who's counting?
Who's counting?
Okay, I got to know, how pleased and how excited is Dad?
I have worn a smile for the last 2 weeks, and I'm pretty sure it'll happen for about the next 20 years. She was adorable. She was amazing, and she's got such personality.
Oh, fun.
Goodness.
So she takes after her mother?
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. She, you know, my wife is an absolute champ. She did such a great job, and it was just so great.
How exciting. And I didn't know until just before we went on the air.
10 seconds before we started.
Yeah, we hear the 10-second thing. I think that's great. Well, well, congratulations to both of you. What is her name?
Her name is Aubrey.
Aubrey. Oh,
yes.
I like that.
It's a beautiful name.
Yeah,
I love it.
Absolutely.
If we were going to have a boy, we had no idea.
Oh, wow.
We had absolutely no idea.
Well, good that Aubrey was Aubrey.
Exactly.
Makes life a little
surprise sitting there. I'm like, oh, okay,
baby boy.
Oh, boy.
You know, My sister was telling me about her granddaughter. It was born a couple weeks ago, and it was like 4 or 5 days before they named the granddaughter Harper. Matter of fact,
I like that name.
But it was like, well, to me, she said, well, Kent, our firstborn, her son is now 40. He was baby boy for like a week. We couldn't decide on a name, so I'm glad that you were able to do that.
They went with it, and it'll be fine.
Yeah,
it'll
exactly.
Be fine.
Hey, Tyler, Better Business Bureau, a lot going on. Always the website to go to with great information that you guys have there.
For sure.
But there's a rumor going around that there's some fake checks out there. What's going on?
So there are some fake checks out there. We do see a lot of our information out there. We really wanted to be able to go and put a study together and let people know about what's going on. Now, complaints are growing, and frauds that employ fake checks are becoming a very, very serious problem.
Really?
We're kind of surprised to learn about how many fake checks are out there, how many are
because
circulating.
You can print stuff today that looks pretty real, can't you? Including cashier's checks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you want to know if a check is good, the fact that a check may be cleared, the only way that that checks can be really verified is to be able to go to a bank, find out if they are legitimate checks or not legitimate checks.
Okay. So do you go to the bank? Okay, you write me a check.
Yep.
And I want it. It's going to go into the business account. It's $10,000, and I want to be sure that it's good. Do I go to my bank when I'm depositing and ask them to check, or do I go to your bank and get verified that there are funds there?
It's a little bit different when it's between the two of us.
Yeah,
but when it's one of the businesses, I would say go to your bank and get them to check it.
Okay.
It makes it a lot easier on yourself.
Right.
Make sure that you are going to definitely be protecting yourself.
Right.
As well. One of the biggest targets that we see for fake checks is actually photographers.
Really?
Small businesses. Those are people that are being hurt by these small checks.
Yeah.
A lot of the times you see that pay in advance. An example, an illegitimate business that's out there sends a check, said, hey, you know what, we're going to give you this money.
Yes.
Just go and pay these people, and these people. Yes. That check ends up getting deposited.
People are still falling for that, though, aren't they?
Unfortunately, they really are.
Yeah.
And we wanted to be able to put this study together to be able to inform people. Those checks are, they go out and they pay the other different businesses that are out there that they seem to think are legitimate. They're on the hook for that money because they've already put it in their account.
Yes.
They are accountable for that money that is in their account and then is distributed out there. So got to definitely be careful.
Yeah.
A lot of these checks.
You said photographers.
Yep.
Are you thinking, or are you mentioning like when they do senior portraits and things like that, people writing checks that aren't good, or what?
No, that's basically photographers are those home-based businesses.
Okay.
That people are going to go and pay, have those business checks that are sent to them. You're like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go and work for this, or this.
Okay.
So that's where we see a lot of the people being taken for it, and businesses are busy. They've got a lot of things going on their plate, and a lot of the scammers, they pick up on that, being, oh, you know what? They're already busy.
Yes.
It's not going to. No one's going to be.
They're not going to notice.
Attention.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's very, very frustrating for us to be able to see these businesses being taken.
Well, yeah, especially the small businesses that struggle every day to pay themselves and pay their employees and all of that, and a few $100s here and a few $1,000s there can really make or break the business.
And we actually, as part of this study, you can find this full study. I mean, it's a very lengthy study. Some of the takeaways from the study, the amount of money that was lost in 2016, we did actually get the number from the banks, $789 million.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a significant amount of money when you put it all together. It might be a small amount here or there, but the amount of money that is seen.
But if you're a small business, $1,000 or $2,000 can
That's
make
a lot of money.
I mean, make a lot of difference in a week or a month of their operation. It
Absolutely.
really, because we all know small businesses that struggle at $5,000 to $10,000 a month.
Absolutely. So that's why we wanted to put this study out. Let people know about the information. We're really great as Better Business Bureau. We like to share information. We like to get people to see what we see. We see it day in and day out. But sharing that information with the public, with businesses, with consumers, young consumers across the board is so very important.
Yeah, and it must hurt you and your staff down there when you get these phone calls and people have been taken, and they could have maybe found out about it ahead of time if they just go to the website.
Absolutely.
And I guess it's good that they do find out and can tell others, but still, most of that preventative information is there on your site.
Absolutely.
Or a phone call away.
It is a phone call. We get phone calls each and every day. I've heard, I think, at least 4 phone calls today.
Yeah.
Before I came down here to come talk to you.
Oh, really?
At least 4
on the
phone
check
calls
issue?
On any issue.
On any issue.
Whether it's scams, whether it's checks, whether people want to know more information about businesses through their business profiles on our website or on our app. And so we are available. We also have this great feature. I'm pretty sure that you would appreciate it. But in our business hours, we have a live chat feature on our website. So if people want to be able to type in and do it that way, maybe they don't want to call, or they don't want to.
Or they're doing a couple of things at one time and know it's going to be a minute before they get back to you and all of that.
It's one of our value-added services that we have on our website. It's in the bottom right-hand corner. It says live chat with somebody during the live hours.
And the fact is, it does not cost the consumer anything to do this.
Absolutely.
And to get the information, so it's all there. Remind folks where the website is.
BBB.org. You can go to our
that's
main
really hard
site.
to remember.
It is 3 B's and a .org. You can get there. If you want to report a scam, bbb.org/scam tracker. All the information is well laid out on our website, and you can find everything.
And you don't even have to remember the local address. You just put that on, and it'll ask you, where you're from, Spokane or the Inland Northwest, and you fill that out, and you're at your page.
And you're ready to go.
That's great. Thank you. All right. Congratulations on Aubrey. I think that's great.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you here next week on The Pulse of Spokane. Have a great week, everybody.
The Pulse of Spokane is produced in Spokane, Washington by Spokane Talks Media, which is solely responsible for its content. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Breakthrough Incorporated and Homes for You. Ask a question, recommend a guest, and hear this program again online anytime at SpokaneTalksMedia.com. We wish you a great day.